Hello students, today we will start our new chapter, that is emerging technologies. Emerging means what? Emerging means newly coming or evolving or rising. We have seen what is computer, what is network, what is internet, how we can use that internet, how we can use software. So by using these softwares, computers, network or internet, some new technologies are coming, and that technologies are IoT, that means Internet of Things, next cloud computing, next AI means artificial intelligence, or 5G and 5G. 5G means fifth generation. It is mobile network or cellular network. So we are going to study in this chapter which are the different emerging technologies, which are those, why we are using that technologies, what are the advantages or disadvantages or different types of that different technologies. So first we'll go to IoT. IoT stands for Internet of Things. We have seen in computer network, or internet means what? Internet means interconnectivity. It is network, it is type of one network, internet, but we use this internet for computer purpose first. Now here IoT means Internet of Things, in which we are not connecting computers, but we are connecting other physical devices. We are connecting other physical devices. For example, now you may see that whenever you are going in the shop, big shop like grocery bazaar, or any shop or any gold shop, jewelry shop, then you might have seen there are multiple CCTV cameras are there. Why? Just for security purpose. Just for security purpose. So what is the use of that security cameras? It collects the information. It captures whatever the scenes are going on. Whenever we need that scenes, that videos, then we can collect that data from that CCTV cameras and we can use whenever we want. Similarly, IoT is nothing but network of physical devices or vehicles or home appliances which are having electronic devices, which are having software, sensors and connectivity. So these CCTV cameras is one of the example of this IoT, which are connected to each other, which are connected to each other. They are collect information and they can exchange the data. They can exchange the data. So IoT is nothing but network of physical devices or vehicles or home appliances which are embedded with electronics, software, sensors and connectivity. Why we are using this IoT? What are the advantages? So first advantage is efficient resource utilization. Means once we know how it functions, how it works, then we can use it efficiently. We can use it efficiently, as well as we can monitor our natural resources also. We can use efficiently to manage natural resources. Next advantage, it minimizes human effort. As we already seen the use of CCTV cameras. So instead of using 3 4 security guards, we can use only one, and remaining purpose we can use CCTV cameras. So it minimize human effort. Similar way, it minimize human effort as these devices interact and communicate with each other and do lot of tasks for us. It is time saving. So this is third advantage. It is time saving. Next advantage, it enhance data collection. So we can collect the data from environment, like what will be the weather, what will be the sound or pollution, etc. So if we want to go for a trip, or we want to go to any destination, but we don't know how the weather, how there we will face the weather, but we can check online. We can use our Google app. We can check online how the weather will be there, and according to that we can plan our trip. So this is one of the advantage. It enhances data collection. And next, it improves security. So by using this IoT, we can make our home secure. It improves security. Similarly, how we have disadvantages, the same way we have some disadvantages also. How we have advantages, similar way we have some disadvantages also. In that first is privacy. Without the active participation of user, it provides personal data. Without active participation of user, it provides personal data. So this may harm our privacy. And second one, it is very complex. The designing, developing, maintaining, these things are very complicated. So it is having complexity. For what purpose we can use this Internet of Things? Means in which applications we can use this IoT. So first application is smart lighting. Means on the basis of daylight, it can control illumination of lighting devices. We can use smart lighting. Smart thermostat, if we want to maintain or monitor home temperature, room temperature, then we can use smart thermostats. Smart lock in house, if we are going outside, then we can use smart lock. Means with password we can open, or we can open it with our facial recognition, like that. That is smart lock. Next, smart security cameras. So these cameras can identify known and unknown person and raise alarms. So we can use it in a smart security cameras, or we can use IoT in smart traffic signals. So as per traffic, it will give the signals and helps to keep car moving. So these are the applications of IoT. Next, we'll see cloud computing. Cloud computing means what? Cloud computing, it provide us different computer services when we need. Suppose we need server at any time, then this cloud computing help us. If we need storage space for our data with privacy, with security, then this cloud computing help us. If we want to develop any application but we don't have any platform to develop that application, then this cloud computing helpful for us. We don't have any application but we want to use that application, then again this cloud computing is helpful for us. Means cloud computing is what? User no need to manage anything. Whatever user want, it can access the services from this cloud computing. User can access the services whatever he or she want at any time from this cloud computing. See the diagram, in the diagram this is user device. This user device, what it is doing, it is accessing some applications, some databases, or it provides it accesses applications or databases from these servers. These are the servers. This green color, these are the servers. The servers are having these applications and databases. Whenever user device wants these applications and databases, they can access that things via the internet. So this system means cloud computing. This system means cloud computing. And for that purpose, user no need to manage any server, user no need to maintain any service, user no need to update any application. Whenever user want, user can go to that system and user can access. That thing means cloud computing. Means this is on demand availability of computer system resources like data storage, computing power without direct active management by user, means cloud computing. These cloud computing models are of three types. Which kind of service you are accessing from this system, depending upon that, cloud computing models are of three types. First is infrastructure as a service. What you are going to access? Infrastructure. Infrastructure means if you want to access storage or networking or servers or other computing resources, then it is known as infrastructure as a service. That short form is IaaS. IaaS. This gives access to infrastructure. So instead of purchasing any hardware for storage and networking or server purpose, we can just pay for IaaS on demand. And this is scalable. Scalable means we can minimize or maximize whenever we want. If we want to store minimum data, we can minimize it, our data storage. If we want to store maximum data, we can maximize data storage. So this is scalable, and it saves the cost of buying or maintaining the hardware. If you purchase any hardware, you need to maintain it also, but here as it avoids the purchasing, it saves the cost of buying also, and as we are not buying, we no need to maintain that hardware. For example, what are the example of IaaS? Amazon Web Services. If user want web services from Amazon, then we can take AWS EC2. This is the name of web service. What is the EC2? This is Elastic Compute Cloud. This is the name of this EC2, long form. AWS stands for Amazon Web Services. Second example, Microsoft Azure VM. VM stands for virtual machines. And third example is Google Compute Engine. So these are the examples of IaaS. Means these are infrastructure as a service. Next model is platform as a service. Means PaaS. 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 So platform as a service means here we are using platform. We are using environment to develop our own software or our own app. So we can access the platform or environment and we can manage and deliver our application. We can develop, we can manage, we can deliver our application. So by using this service, means this PaaS service, we are able to use pre-built tools to develop and customize or test our own application. User can able to use pre-built tools to develop or customize or test their own applications. So no need to pay money for platform as we are using. This is from cloud computing. Next, no need to worry about infrastructure as this platform having their own infrastructure. No need to worry about it. So third key feature is what? These providers, cloud computing providers, manage security. They manage operating system. They manage server software and backups. So we don't need to worry about that things also. And if we have some team members, one member is working from one location, other is working from other location. For example, one is working from Delhi, one is working from Mumbai. Then at that time, how they can work together? No need to worry. They can access this environment from anywhere, from any location at any time. So teams can work remotely. That means teams can work remotely. We can access this platform from anywhere at any time whenever we want. What are the examples of this PaaS? So AWS means Amazon Web Service Elastic Beanstalk. This is the name of this service provider. Next, Windows Azure, Google App Engine or Apache Stratos. These are the examples of these PaaS. Third model is software as a service. Here, if we don't want to use any infrastructure, we don't want to develop any application, we want to use directly ready-made app, then we can use this software service. We can use this model of cloud computing. What is that? Software as a service. That means SaaS, SaaS, in which we no need to install that app also on our local device. What we can do? We can directly access it from web. From website we can directly access that application, or we can directly use the API for it and we can use that app. What are the key features for this service? So these providers provide software or software applications via a subscription model. So we need to subscribe. Then we can use that app or that software. We no need to manage or install or upgrade software. Everyone is having smartphone, right? We are having different apps on that phone, like Facebook app, WhatsApp app, Messenger app, like that. So after some we need to update that apps. We need to update that apps, we need to install that app. But when we are using this SaaS, when we are using this SaaS, we no need to upgrade, means update that apps again and again. Whenever we want, we can go to that website directly and we can use that app. So no need to update, no need to install, and no need to manage also. Next key feature, it provides high data security. Means though that equipment fails, we are not losing our data. So it is providing high data security. Next, this use of this service can be scaled depending on service needs. Use of resources can be scaled depending on service needs. Means how many service we are going to use, depending on that we can use the resources. Next, we can access these applications from anywhere in the world. So remotely we can use this service. An example for that, Google's G Suite, GitHub, SAP, Slack, Dropbox or Netflix. These are the example of SaaS or software as a service. Next, types of cloud computing. What are the types of cloud computing? The first type is public cloud, second is private cloud, and third one is hybrid cloud. Public cloud means in this the infrastructures, means services or other supporting infrastructures that are managed off-site, over the internet, and then they are shared to multiple users. That means public cloud. This is less expensive than the private and hybrid cloud solution. For example, Amazon AWS, web services of Amazon, or Microsoft Azure or Google Cloud Platform. Second type of cloud computing is private. Private means what? Private means whatever the services we want to access, that services we can access through a private network to only selected users. As this is not public, this is private cloud, only selected users can access IT services through internet or through the private network. And this is providing more security. And privacy to users. Third type is hybrid cloud, which combines both public and private cloud elements. This is combination of both public and private cloud elements. This is more flexible as compared to public and private cloud services or cloud that solutions. Next, why we are using cloud computing? What is the benefit? What are the advantages or what are the benefits for that? Benefit is, as we are using directly the services, ready-made services, we no need to maintain that services, we no need to update that services, and it reduces our costs. So this cloud computing is cost saving, as we are not doing on our own responsibility anything. we are not maintaining any data, we are not securing any giving security to any data, we are not creating any server for that. So this is cost saving system. Next, it keeps our data secure, it provide privacy. So this is the reliable, this is the reliable, trustworthy. Next benefit is mobility. Mobility means we don't have restrictions of location. We can use this cloud computing from anywhere at any time, from anywhere at any time, whenever we require. So this is providing mobility. This cloud computing provides mobility. So 3 benefits are there. Which are those? First is cost saving, second one is reliable, and third one is mobility. So this is second emerging technology. First we have seen Internet of Things, and second one is cloud computing. Now next emerging technology is an artificial intelligence, AI. What is artificial intelligence? This is an area of computer science which focus on, or which emphasizes on, creation of intelligent machines that work and react like humans. By using AI, we can create machines, intelligent machines which work and react like humans. So use of this AI, artificial intelligence, it is having some subfields like machine learning, neural network, deep learning, cognitive computing, computer vision, natural language processing. In machine learning, what it does, it without interference of human, it collects, it finds the data, and it takes the decisions without interference of human. That is machine learning. Neural network, in that different devices are connected, which finds the connections and derives the meaning from data. In deep learning is a big neural network, and it is helpful to find complex patterns in data. For example, in image or speech recognition, we can use this deep learning. Fourth subfield is cognitive computing, in which if we want to create natural or a human-like interaction, then we can use this cognitive computing, which is having ability to interpret speech and it responds accordingly. It interprets the speech and responds accordingly. Next subfield of AI is computer vision. Means if we want to recognize or we want to understand the content of pictures or videos, then we use this AI subfield, that is computer vision. And next subfield is natural language processing, which is helpful in analyzing and understanding human language and responds accordingly. So these are the AI subfields that are machine learning, neural network, deep learning, cognitive computing, computer vision, and natural language processing. What are the advantages of artificial AI? First is reduction in human error. As the things are handled by machine, there is no interference of human. The artificial intelligence gives 100% accuracy. It gives 100% accuracy. Next advantage is digital assistance. Some highly advanced organizations are using this digital assistant. Instead of human resources, they are using digital assistance. Next, as the machines are using to take decisions, it saves the time. So this is faster decisions. Third advantage is faster decision. And fourth one is daily applications. Everyone is having mobiles, either Android or either iOS. So on that we have some softwares like Google. Some ones are having, if iOS, they are having Apple series. Then by using that applications, we can follow the tasks. For example, if we want to send message to any saved contact, any people which is having which we have, means we have if his contact in our contact list, and if we want to send any message to him, then we can open that Apple Siri and we can say the command like send message to dash dash people. Then it will directly open that message app. It will ask you which message you want to send, and if once you say the message, it will type that message and it will send. So in this way, if you want to play any song and you have the Google app, you can open that Google app and you can ask the Google, hey Google, play this song. Whatever the song means, you have to give the name of that song. If you say, hey Google, play this song, then Google will play that song. So this is nothing but artificial intelligence. By using that software recognize our voice and it's giving response according to that. So this is one application of artificial intelligence. But it is having some disadvantages also. The one disadvantage is high cost or expensive. High cost of creation, or it is expensive, as this machine needs very complex and expensive things for development, means like environment. It needs security, so it increases the cost for overall setup. It increases the cost for overall setup. So the cost of creation of that machine is high. And second disadvantage is, instead of human resources, we directly use these softwares. So this is cause of unemployment. Which may be a major problem. So this is about AI. Next is 5G. Next emerging technology, next evolving technology is 5G. 5G is what? 5G is fifth generation of cellular network technology. It is expected to provide an internet connection. It is expected to provide an internet connection which is faster than 4G. Nowadays, which generation of cellular network we are using? We are using 4G LTE, that is long term evolution, and this 5th G is next generation of 4G. This 5G, it may use variety of spectrum bands which is using millimeter wave, wave. So because of this, we can transfer large amount of data at a short distance. We can transfer large amount of data at a short distance. 5G is having several applications. First application is online 5G games. We can play online 5G games. Second is automated vehicles. Our vehicles may be automated, means just we need to follow the commands like turn left, turn right. It will recognize the voice, accordingly that it will respond. Automated vehicles. And third application, virtual classrooms. Classrooms may be virtual, means no need to go in the school. Means right now also we are following the same, but this is for short period of time. But when 5G will come, it will affect in very big manner, and virtual classroom will come. So third application is virtual application. So guys, these all about emerging technologies. Next coming technologies, means already we are using that, but they need some advancement. So accordingly that we have seen which are those. First is IoT, means Internet of Things. Second one is cloud computing. In that, 3 models of cloud computing. Which are those? First is IaaS. Second is platform as a service, PaaS. Third is software as a service, that is SaaS. IaaS, PaaS and SaaS. These 3 models of cloud computing we can use. So which service we are using, depending on that model is there. If we are using infrastructure, then we are using IaaS. If we want platform as a service, we can use PaaS. If we want to use software as a service, then we can use SaaS, means SaaS. Types of cloud computing are public, private and hybrid. In public, data is whatever the services or supporting infrastructure are managed off-site and then shared to multiple users. In private cloud, only selected users can access the services through internet or private network. And in hybrid cloud, it uses both public and private elements, and it gives more flexibility as compared to public and private cloud. Next emerging technology is AI, artificial intelligence. Means what? Means creation of machines which work and react like humans. So machines are acting like humans. That means AI, means we are creating that kind of machines. That means AI. So AI is having following subfields that we have seen. Next, 5G, which is the next generation of cellular network technology or our mobile network. Right now we are using 4G. Next coming one is 5G. So as this is advanced, it will transfer the data faster as compared to 4G. It will transfer the data faster as compared to 4G. So this is all about our new chapter, emerging technologies. Thank you.